Friend, let me tell you something that most folks overlook until it's too late. At 80 years old, I can still twist open a stubborn jar of pickles without breaking into a sweat, without calling the neighbor's teenage son, and without resorting to smacking the lid with a spoon like some cooking show disaster. No, I'm not secretly training with the Navy SEALs in my spare time. It's because I've kept my grip strength strong. And at my age, that's worth more than all the gold in Fort Knox, though gold doesn't help you open your arthritis cream when your hands are weak. I know. Paul, really? Grip strength? That's what's got you all fired up? Oh yes, my dear, because a strong grip after 70 isn't just about showing off in front of the grandkids. It's about independence, dignity, and yes, living longer. The kind of longer where you're not just existing in a chair, but actually living. Cooking your own meals, carrying your own shopping bags, and giving a handshake that makes people say, "Whoa, didn't see that coming from an 80-year-old." See, back when I turned 70, I started noticing something strange. People would pat me on the back and say, "You're doing great for your age." Sounds nice, doesn't it? But if you listen closely, it's like they're quietly preparing you for decline, as if the best you can do is not fall over. I didn't like that idea one bit. I wanted to keep doing the things that made me feel like me. Opening a tightly sealed jar, carrying my granddaughter on my hip, shaking a friend's hand without my knuckles cracking like old wood. And here's what the science folks are now shouting from the rooftops. Strong grip strength after 70 is one of the most accurate indicators of your overall health and lifespan. Your hands, my dear, are like the check engine light of your body. If your grip is strong, there's a good chance your muscles, heart, and even brain are in decent shape too. But if that grip starts to fade, well, it might be time to pay attention. Let me give you a real-life story. When I was 74, my neighbor Bob came over for a chat. He's a kind man, always ready to help, or at least he used to be. That day, he couldn't open his soda bottle. I thought maybe the cap was just too tight, but no, his hands had simply gotten too weak. He admitted he was having trouble carrying his groceries, holding the frying pan steady, even turning his house keys in the lock. And I'll tell you, friend, the look on his face wasn't just about the soda. It was about losing pieces of himself, his independence, his dignity, and yes, living longer. The kind of longer where you're not just existing in a chair, but actually living, cooking your own meals, carrying your own shopping bags, and giving a handshake that makes people say, "Whoa, didn't see that coming from an 80-year-old." See, back when I turned 70, I started noticing something strange. People would pat me on the back and say, "You're doing great for your age." Sounds nice, doesn't it? But if you listen closely, it's like they're quietly preparing you for decline, as if the best you can do is not fall over. I didn't like that idea one bit. I wanted to keep doing the things that made me feel like me. Opening a tightly sealed jar, carrying my granddaughter on my hip, shaking a friend's hand without my knuckles cracking like old wood. And here's what the science folks are now shouting from the rooftops. Strong grip strength after 70 is one of the most accurate indicators of your overall health and lifespan. Your hands, my dear, are like the check engine light of your body. If your grip is strong, there's a good chance your muscles, heart, and even brain are in decent shape too. But if that grip starts to fade, well, it might be time to pay attention. Here's where I'm going to get a little dramatic for you. Imagine yourself at 75. You walk into your kitchen, your favorite mug sitting there. You grab it, pour your coffee, and without thinking, you twist open that honey jar and drizzle it in. Smooth, effortless. That's freedom. That's living. Now imagine the opposite. You can't twist the lid, your hands hurt when you hold the mug, and you have to ask someone else to help you. That's not the life I want for you, and I bet it's not the life you want either. Let me sprinkle in a little humor here. You know you still got good grip strength when you can pull the blanket from your spouse in the middle of the night without waking them. Now that's skill, my friend, Olympic-level stealth. But I won't pretend I've always had this figured out. In my late 60s, I actually started losing my own grip strength. I found out the hard way. I was squeezing a lemon into my tea, and instead of the juice going into the cup, The lemon shot across the kitchen like a slippery yellow missile. That was my wake-up call. From then on, I made grip strength a priority. And no, I didn't buy fancy gym memberships or expensive gadgets. I found ways to train my hands and forearms right at home, with things as simple as squeezing a tennis ball or carrying my grocery bags instead of using a cart. Now, I know you might be thinking, Paul, I'm only 60. I got time. Let me tell you something, friend. Time is faster than you think. One moment you're hauling your own suitcase into the car, the next you're wondering why your wrist hurts after pouring a kettle. If you start now, you won't just be maintaining your independence, you'll be future-proofing it. Oh, and here's the golden nugget most people don't know. Grip strength is also tied to brain health. Yes, your hands and your mind are more connected than you realize. The act of gripping, squeezing, and holding actually stimulates parts of your brain responsible for memory and coordination. Keep your hands active and strong, and you're sending a steady stream of signals to your brain that keep it alert. Weak grip, your brain gets fewer signals, and things start to slow down upstairs, too. Before I dive into that fascinating mind-body connection, I'm going to ask you for a little favor. If you're enjoying this chat and you want more of these life-saving, laugh-inducing, eye-opening senior tips, go ahead, hit that like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe to this channel. Not just for me, but for you and for others who deserve to live not just longer lives, but better ones. All right, my dear friend, next I'm going to tell you exactly why keeping your grip strong can protect your brain, your heart, and even your mood well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. And I'll share exactly how I've kept my hands strong without turning into some kind of muscle-bound gym hero. You're going to love this part. Now, friend, let's get into the good stuff. The part where I connect the dots between your hands, your brain, your heart, and your future. You see, when I first read about grip strength being linked to brain health, I thought it was just some quirky science tidbit. But the more I learned, the more it made sense. Here's why. Your hands are loaded with nerve endings. Every time you grip, squeeze, twist, or hold something, those nerves send signals all the way up to your brain. It's like a constant back and forth conversation between your hands and your head. When you stop using your grip, that conversation quiets down, and the brain starts to get lazy. And you know what happens when a brain gets lazy? It forgets things. It slows down. It loses its sharpness. I'll give you an example. My cousin Harold, smart as a whip in his younger years, stopped doing most physical activities after retiring at 65. By 75, his grip was weak, and so was his mental clarity. He'd forget where he put his glasses, repeat the same stories, and even struggle with basic tasks like buttoning a shirt. Now, I'm not saying weak grip strength was the only cause, but research backs up what I saw. When your grip goes, other parts of you tend to follow. And let's not forget the heart. Oh yes, your ticker cares about your grip too. When you strengthen your grip, you're not just working your hands, you're working your forearms, shoulders, and upper body. That builds muscle, which helps regulate blood sugar, improve circulation, and take some pressure off the heart. Studies show people with strong grips tend to have healthier blood pressure and fewer heart problems. In short, your grip can be a little window into your heart health. But here's the emotional punch I promised you. When you lose grip strength, you don't just lose the ability to open jars or carry a shopping bag. You lose confidence. You start second-guessing yourself. Can I carry this plate without dropping it? Can I hold my grandchild without my arms giving out? And once you start doubting yourself, you start shrinking your life. You avoid activities, you pass up invitations, and before you know it, your world gets smaller. That's not living, that's just existing. Now, let's flip the picture. Imagine you've got the grip strength of a champ at 80. You can carry a pot of soup to the table, help move a chair without fear, shake someone's hand with warmth and confidence. You feel capable, steady, ready to say yes when life invites you to do something fun. That's why I fight for my grip like it's my last dollar. So, how do you keep it strong? Let me tell you my simple, no excuses system, tested and approved by yours truly. I do 3 main things, and none of them involve expensive machines or sweaty gyms. Number 1, the tennis ball squeeze. I keep an old tennis ball by my chair. While I'm watching TV, I squeeze it. Hold for 5 seconds, then release. I do this about 10 times per hand. It strengthens the muscles in your hands and forearms without you even leaving the couch. Bonus, it's a great stress reliever, especially if you're watching the news. Number 2, the grocery bag challenge. Whenever possible, I carry my groceries without a cart. I hold the bags in each hand, making sure I've got a good grip. It's functional training. You're working the exact muscles you need in daily life. Start light if you must, then gradually add more weight. Number 3, the twist and hold. Grab a dish towel, twist it as if wringing out water, and hold that twist for 10 seconds before relaxing. This mimics the motion of opening jars and builds wrist stability. I do these little things almost every day, not because I'm obsessed, but because they're easy and the payoff is huge. And remember, consistency beats intensity. You don't have to crush the tennis ball like you're trying to juice it. Just keep showing up, and your hands will thank you. Now, I can already hear you saying, "But Paul, what if my grip is already weak?" Well, that's the beauty of it. It's never too late to improve. I've seen people in their late 80s regain strength they thought they'd lost forever. Your muscles are adaptable. They just need the right signals. And here's another trick. Mix grip training into things you already do. Stir a pot with a heavier spoon. Hang on to a railing for a minute longer. Use manual can openers instead of electric ones. These small, everyday moments add up. Before we wrap up, let me give you the most powerful reason to start now. When you train your grip, you're not just building strength. You're telling your body, "I'm still in this game." And the body responds. It responds by keeping other systems strong too. That's why scientists say grip strength is one of the best predictors of not just how long you'll live, but how well you'll live. Friend, you're only 60. You've got plenty of good years ahead. But those years will be so much better if you can keep doing the little things without help. And believe me, the day you open a tightly sealed jar without calling anyone over, you'll feel like you just climbed Mount Everest. So, here's my challenge to you. Pick up something right now and give it a squeeze. Feel that strength? That's your future independence right there. Protect it. Build it. Because a strong grip is a strong life. And if you found even one thing in this conversation that made you think, smile, or nod along, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment about your own grip strength story. And subscribe for more of these senior secrets. You and I are in this together. And I promise I'll keep sharing every tip I've learned in my 80 years to help you live not just longer, but better. Now let's raise our coffee cups, firmly of course, to a future where our hands are as ready for life as our hearts and minds.